All right, it's time to install all the Pinball programs, and there's a long list of them, and man, where do they all go, and how do they work together to get this all to function properly? Well, you used to have to worry about that, but not anymore. We have something called Baller Installer. So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to install the brand new beta testing, even January 2025 Baller Installer. And not only that, it's got an updater in it, so I'm going to show you that function so that you never will have to update manually any programs in here. Sweet, let's get going. So now that I've got my fancy OLED screen and all my other screens set up, I'm really wanting to see what this is going to look like. So today, by the end of this video, we are going to be able to see what this looks like and even play it just on a keyboard. So let's get going and I'll show you what you got to do. The first thing you're going to want to do is go to the nailbuster.com website or the wiki site, and you're going to look for the install of Pinup Popper. There is some requirements that you need to go through, and I'm not going to spend a ton of time here, but you should go through this and make sure that everything is as it's supposed to be, otherwise you will have some problems with your install. So let's go through this real quick. So first thing is antivirus software. If you have any kind of Norton antivirus or anything like that, malware, you're going to want to disable it while you're installing all the software. And even if you turn off something like Windows Defender, then it will automatically turn on after a while and you'll have some issues. So once it's all set up, you're going to want to go into Windows Defender and tell Windows Defender to make an exception for the entire Pinball folder so that all of your programs will not be affected. Okay, if you haven't already, you're going to need something to unzip files for when you're doing things with the virtual pinball setups. So I highly recommend 7-zip. It's free and there's a download link right there. Now, whenever you're getting any kind of files or EXEs or programs that you're going to run for Vpin, you're going to want to right-click on the folders and click unblock right here. That way you don't have any issues with partial installs and having any issues because they're blocking something from the install. Next thing up is the DPI scaling. You're going to want to select each of your monitors and make sure that they are set to 100% for all of your screens. So this one's an easy one. All you basically do is go to your desktop, right click and go to display settings, and then click on the display you want to select, and then go down to where it says scale, and right here I got it at 200%. We're going to put this to 100. Now, I'm really surprised I did not see this come up more, but people with 4K screens, when you make all of your screens 100%, this is what happens. It goes really, really small. It takes forever to get your mouse across the screen. So I'm going to show you something after this video to fix this so that you guys that want to be able to use your desktops like I do, and also maybe a little trick to rotate the screens when you're not in the virtual pinball software, so you can actually work from the front of your machine if you want. But for now, let's leave it at the 100%. And for the video, just so you guys can see, I'm going to scale back to 200%. So go through all your monitors one at a time and make sure that it is on the 100% scale. Okay, perfect. Okay, now next is making sure that you have your windows in landscape orientation by default. And this is your normal TV screen setup. It should look like my setup right here that I'm going to show you. So looking from the left side of your cabinet, it should be set up normally, which is landscape. Not portrait, where if you're at the end of the cab, you could be reading it normally. Okay, and then this part here is essentially talking about setting up your displays in the correct order. So once again, if we go back, these are your monitors in your layout, and it does not matter what the numbers are, but it does matter where the positions of them are and where you have them laid out on here. So the tops of all the screens should be nice and flush like this. They kind of snap that in that way, so you don't have to worry too much, but make sure that they're flat. You want your main playfield screen here. So if it's over, like it's saying 1, 3, 2, you can just click, left click, hold, and drag it over into position. So we want our playfield here, then we want our back glass, then our DMD, and if you have a fourth screen for a topper, you're going to have that over here. So give this a good read through and do those things, and then we can start doing our install. Then what you're going to want to do is find this here, which is the Pinup Baller Installer 2025. This is brand new for January, and this is going to have everything brand new, and everything that's going to be installed is right here. current versions, as well as it's got the updater in here. So with a fresh install, we'll be able to use the updater, and in the future, if there's something that needs changed, we can just click on the updater. So go ahead and download it. It's right here. Okay, once you have downloaded the Pinup Baller installer, remember, we're going to unblock this. So right click, go down to Properties, and then down here where it says unblock, click that off, apply it, say OK. Okay, double left click on it and get this started. Okay, click yes. All right, you can go ahead and read through this if you want. I'm just going to accept it. Click next. Now it's going to say where you want it. I would leave it where it's saying it wants to put it, which is the C drive. So we're going to leave that and click next. Okay, and click install. Now this might take a while, so I'll see you when it's done. And while you're waiting, you can enjoy these two monkeys bathing in a hot springs in Japan. How cute is that? This is DirectX. Go ahead and accept this. Click next. Next. Let it install. Okay, click finish. Okay, it is now installed, and we want it to run the config, so just click finish and leave that checked on. And here we go. We're into Baller Installer setup. All right, now all you got to do is basically start at the left and work your way to the right. So intro, you can basically read what it's all about and what it's going to install. Okay, let's go set layout. All right, now you're going to select your setup, whether it's a desktop or a two-screen or a slim DMD, real DMD, or in this case, for mine, it's a full DMD. And for your resolution, pick 1080p or 4K. So for me, I'm doing 4K. And then go ahead and click Apply Layout. This Help tab is just reminding you to have the monitors in the right orientations and locations like we talked about already, and as well as having your displays set to 100%. That's done, so now we're going to go next page. And then we're going to just go through the steps here. So step 1, they want you to test the display layout. So click on that. Okay, all monitors seem correct. Proceed to step 2. We're going to install some apps. Okay, it's going to pop some stuff up and do some stuff in the background. Just wait till it's all done. Okay, there it is done. So now it's saying proceed to step 3. So now we're going to set up our display positions. So click there. All right, so now you're going to go through your different monitors. Now I don't have a topper and I don't have a DMD, but I do have a back glass. So click on the back glass and we're going to get this screen pop up here. Now this is not where I want this. So I'm going to left click on this and drag it to the right, so it goes back up on my back box there. And then I'm going to click the box that says full to the left and right, and then we want the box full up and down, and so that's the entire back glass. So that's good. So now we're going to go down back to the main display screen here. Then we're going to go to playfield. Okay, once again, screen pops up, drag it to the right screen, and then same thing, full left and right, full up and down. Now, the only problem is it went over top of the actual menu. So what I'm going to do is just shrink this, or even better, just move it out of the way. And I'm going to grab the box that I'm using and put it up on my back glass just so I can see temporarily. And then center this. So full screen, that's another way to get it left and right and up and down. Okay, and then we can go back to the menu there. Let's see if I can drag it back to the main screen, put it on top. Perfect. Okay, and then we've got our full DMD. So click full DMD, and same thing. Take that window, drag it all the way to the right, past your back glass onto the full DMD. Click full screen. And then the other one I want to do is music, because a lot of the games that have pup packs, they use the music screen and they want that to be on the full DMD. So do the same thing for music, and we're literally going to put it right on our full DMD again as well. Make that full screen. And then later in life, I'm actually going to put the instructions on the full DMD as well. So I'm going to do that as well, which is game help for me. So I'm going to put that up on my full DMD as well. Full screen that, and then that should be good. Now, if you wanted to go through and double check again, you could. So back glass is up there, that's right. Music is up there. Full DMD, same screen. Game help, same screen, perfect. And then the last one would be the playfield here, but if I click on it, I'm going to lose it. So I'll just move this out of the way. then click playfield. There's my playfield. I can drag this back so you guys can see. And so that should be all good. So now we can click Save Settings. Okay, and then we can exit setup. Okay, step 3 is finished, so now we can go to step 4. Click on that. Okay, that's done pretty quick, and now all we have to do is proceed to the DMD testing. So next step, DMD page. Okay, now over here we can actually click on these to check if they're working okay. So this is show backglass. Yeah, that looks good. And we can show our full DMD. That looks good. And to test our DMD, we can click on this. And a little screen's popped up here with our little Pinup popper DMD. So we're going to left click on that and drag it. And we're going to put it over here. And we can roughly stretch it out to what we want as well, so that we can put it on here. Now, you're going to individually save this per table, so this isn't too picky, but this is where it's going to be. Every time you put a new table, this is where it's going to stop. All right, that looks good enough. And then to save that, we can literally right-click on it and then go Save Position Globally Now. This is the only time I would probably save globally. As you start inserting individual tables, you're going to save it for that individual table, but globally for right now. All right, perfect. We go back to the installer menu here and we can save those settings. Okay, and last thing is just click on the next page and we are all done. Okay, and on this page is just giving a little thank you for all the work that people have been doing. Nailbusters and the team at Baller Installer, thank you very much, you guys. This is amazing. If you're even to go back 2, 3, 4 years ago, you had to do this all manually, and the fact that this has got an auto updater now, that's awesome. All right, let's close this out and actually open this up and check it out. Okay, it's giving me a little warning. I got to stop the DMD test, so I just got to go back, prior page, and we'll stop the test. All right, perfect. Close this up. Okay, once you open up Pinup Popper config, the other thing I wanted to show you here is if we go to right here, top right corner, check for updates. This is the magic box that when we click on it, it's going to check and see if all of our programs are up to date and current. And if they're not, it's going to give you a chance to update that. So this is going to make it so we don't have to do any of that manual updating and worrying about doing things in the background. So awesome. Let's click this and see what happens. Okay, it says, are you sure you want to check for updates? Make sure you have internet. Ensure your front end is not running. Click yes. All right, right here we got a box for check for updates. Let's click on that. It's doing its thing. Okay, it looks like there's something here to review. Click OK. All right, so there is 3 files here that they're saying that is not what the current kind of latest setting should be at. However, when you look at these ones in particular, it's saying that the file that they want is actually older than what I currently have. So this is probably because I'm using the beta version of the Pinup Baller, which is the version 1.5. So it's possible that this is not the set standard yet. So I'm actually going to ignore these for now. But if I thought I needed it and there was a newer date and a newer build, then all we'd have to do is apply updates up here and then let it do its thing. Cool. Future updates are going to be a breeze to do. All right, now that we have all our Pinball software in here, we also want to make sure that Windows Defender does not start scanning and removing things from there. So what we're going to do is go down to search, and you start typing in Windows Security, or it's right here because I just used it. And you're going to go to Virus and Threat Protection. Okay, and you're going to go to Manage Settings. Then scroll down. And you're going to go look under exclusions. So add, remove exclusions. Click yes on this pop-up. And then click on add an exclusion. And we want an entire folder. And then we're going to go to our C drive. And we're going to click on this one right here, Vpinball. That way everything we put in there, all our software, all our tables, everything we put in there is going to not be ever scanned and have things removed from it and mess it up later for us. So select that folder and everything in it, and it's added right there. That's all you got to do. We're going to go to this PC, C drive, Vpinball, Visual Pinball. So that's the only one we're going to focus on right now, and scroll down and open up our default, Vpinball X, and if we hover, that's 10.8. And we can go up to Preferences, Video graphic options. So just make sure some things are checked off here. For right now, I'm going to set this for high-end PC. See what this thing can do with my crazy cool computer in here. Make sure that my screen is set here. I've got it on exclusive full screen. There is our 4K screen. Make sure it's at 120 Hertz. And we are going to want to make sure that frame pacing is on here. And that is about it. Oh, you might have to make sure that view mode is in cabinet mode, otherwise it'll go to probably like desktop. And then other than that, I think we'll start with this and maybe make changes later. If there's some hardcore 4K Vpinballers out there that know some good settings to turn on or off in here, put them down in the comment section below for everybody to make use of that. And maybe I'll make a video later too. All right, awesome. Save changes. Kick out. Okay, and then let's take one final look at the table that's in here. All right, let's try Leprechaun King since it's here, and I've cut the audio just so I don't have any problems with YouTube. All right, here we go. First impressions, this thing is looking awesome. Everything is so crisp and clean, and all the text is super easy to see and read. And the ball is just literally butter smooth. Oh, this is amazing. I can't wait to get an old classic Williams version in here, maybe one of the new loaded weapon patched tables, and see what this thing looks like, especially with the monitor up at the glass. Awesome. If you were wanting to get some tables inputted into Visual Pinball and you're not sure about how that is, I've got a great video on how to do that. I'll post a link above for you. Oh, I couldn't help myself. I went ahead and downloaded the loaded weapon mod for the Creature of the Black Lagoon and got it in here. And man, is this beautiful. It's so crisp and clean, and the instruction card looks like a piece of paper. It's literally got the text that I can read, and it's got little folds and little tears in the paper even. That's amazing. And this is the loaded weapon mod for Creature, and it's got the sidewall art in the cabinet. Man, this is a beauty. Tell me this does not look like real pinball to you. First time seeing the kind of side blades in this cabinet, and it looks good. Obviously there's some gaps still because I have to fill those in with the LEDs, but man, does this look beautiful. Awesome. Okay, let's have it a game here. I don't have any buttons, so we're just using keyboard, and I got the audio turned down so I don't have any complications with YouTube. All right, here we go. Whoa! Buttery smooth. Oh man, those pop bumpers look real. I got to turn off the ball trails. I don't know why that's left on. Brutal. 4K screen, 120 Hertz, and I still suck at pinball, eh? Cool. Yeah, we'll have to get rid of the keyboard, so we'll have to get some buttons in here soon. All right, so there's one more thing I got to show you here. So when I turned off the PC manually from the desktop, my LG Companion works really great. You guys saw that. However, once I installed Baller Installer, when you're inside the Pinup Popper menu and you have the option to shut off the PC directly from Popper, it was happening so fast that it didn't give LG Companion a chance to do anything. And so it would shut everything off on the whole cabinet, but the playfield monitor was left on, and we don't want that. So let me show you just a real quick thing to fix that up. Okay, go down to search, and we're gonna type in C for Companion. There's our Companion app. The only thing you gotta do is you gotta go into Settings, and right here under Shutdown Settings, this area here where it says Timing, it was on default, which worked totally fine, but it was just a bit too quick for Pinup Popper to not have that happen. So all you gotta do is switch it to Early, and then what that does is it basically makes sure that this LG Companion app happens really, really quickly so that it gets in there before Pinup Popper has a chance to shut the PC off. Say OK, and to make sure that it's saved, click Apply. All right, that's a wrap in another video from Way of the Wrench, this time on how to install the January 2025 Baller Installer. If you have any questions or concerns about what we did in the video, put it down in the comment section below and I will help you out as much as possible. What's next? I'm going to try to fix something that nobody seems to be talking about. And what I'm talking about is the desktop needs to be in 100% scale, text scaling. And when you are not in Pinup Popper, the desktop is incredibly huge. The icons are tiny. It takes like 2 minutes to get across the screen with your mouse. And that's no bueno. So I'd like to fix that for you guys. And while we're at it, instead of working on our cabinets on the side here like a chump, why don't we get it to auto rotate to the front so we can actually do all our work from the front of the cab. How cool would that be? I've already got it figured all out using Pinup Popper, so that'll be the very next video coming up soon. If you haven't already, why don't you join us on Instagram so you can check out what's going on in the shop around us. And until next time, take it easy.